So as students are preparing for final exams, I'm going to do a few identity questions for you. So prove this identity right here. 1 minus cos to x over tan x equals sine to x. I think it's important to work on the left side because it's the more complicated side. Now, cos to x, it's a double angle identity. So you need to change it to a single angle. And you have three choices. You have to be smart about which choice from here you would choose, because that will solve the question for you. If you choose the wrong thing from here, then maybe you'll run into problems. So the one I'm going to choose is this one, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so we have 1 right here minus cos to x. I'm going to replace it, as I said, by this one right here. So brackets 1 minus 2 sine squared x all over. And I'm also going to change the tan to sine x over cos x. Okay. Now I'm going to distribute the negative end. So that's going to be 1 minus 1 plus, because the negative is a sign changer, 2 sine squared x over sine x over cos x. Yeah. Now you see the 1 minus 1 will cancel, give me 0. And that's why I chose this one. If you choose that one, you'll end up with nothing canceling and it gets complicated. Okay, so now we have 2 sine squared x times, because this is division, so we change division to multiplication, we flip the divisor. So sine x over cos x will become cos x over sine x. And then the sine x here will cancel with the square here, and you end up with 2 sine x cos x, which gives me sine 2x, and that equals sine 2x on the right-hand side. And that's what we needed to prove. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the second one. The second one is I need to know that the identity sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1. And you should know how to manipulate this one, because sine squared will be 1 minus cos squared. Also, cos squared will be 1 minus sine squared. Now, let's take this and start working on this one. So we have two things that are multiplied, and it seems like it's the difference of squares. So when it's the difference of squares, all you need to do is just multiply the first times the first, and you get sine squared x. And then you multiply the last by the last, and you get minus cos squared x. That's a shortcut, because when you have the same thing here and the same thing here, and the signs are different, always the stuff that's going to happen in the middle from foiling is going to cancel. So you only take, if you take a shortcut, you just multiply the first times the first and the last times the last. And you get this plus 1 over sine squared x. Now, if I'm just looking at this part of the equation right here, that seems like it's 1 minus cos squared x if you flip it around, which is, as I said, 1 minus cos squared x will give you sine squared x. And therefore, we could rewrite this as sine squared x, which is this one, plus 1 minus cos squared also give me sine squared x, all over sine squared x. And we know we cannot cancel 1 sine squared x with a sine squared x. We cannot do that because of the plus sign right here. But this will give me 2 sine squared x, adding these two over sine squared x. Okay. And now you could cancel the sine squared x with the sine squared x, and that will give you final answer of 2. So that all of this simplifies to just 2. Now we're going to tackle the third question. And the third question is solve for theta where angle theta is between 0 and 2 pi. So sine this equals 1 over root 2. So just think of this as if it was sine x equals 1 over root 2, okay? So if the sine x equals 1 over root 2, you know, according to all the students take calculus, the sine is positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, the angle that has a sine of 1 over root 2 is the 45-degree triangle, 45, 45, 90, because that's 1, 1, root 2, and these are the 45s. And the 45 degrees is the pi over 4. So therefore, sine 45 is 1 over root 2, and since the 45 is pi over 4, then my reference angle here and here is pi over 4. This is 0. This is pi, and all the way around is 2 pi. That's pi over 2, and that's 3 pi over 2. I don't write them because we don't use them when we're trying to solve these kind of questions, the way we're looking for an angle here. So the first angle here is pi over 4, but the angle is not x, the angle is theta minus pi over 6. That's the whole angle. That should equal the first angle here, that's pi over 4. And then the second one is here, that's basically gonna be go all the way to pi, take away pi over 4. And if you do common denominator, that's 4 over 4 pi minus pi over 4. That's gonna be 3 pi over 4. So also theta minus pi over 6 could equal 3 pi over 4. That's what we found from here, because that gives me 3 pi over 4. Yeah. Now, algebraically, we're just gonna solve. So for this one here, theta, it's gonna be pi over 4 plus pi over 6. Move the negative pi over 6 to the side, becomes plus. Do a common denominator. Common denominator is 12. So we multiply this by 3, you multiply this by 3. You multiply this by 2, we multiply this by 2. You end up with theta equals 3 pi plus 2 pi over 12. That equals 5 pi over 12. Now the second one is going to be theta equals 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6. And that gives me, I'm going to do common denominator, multiply this by 3, multiply this by 3, because the common denominator is 12, and we multiply this by 2 by 2. So we end up with 9 pi over 12 plus 2 pi over 12. So we're just going to write the 12 once since it's common denominator. And therefore, the second angle, if we want to call this theta 1 and this is theta 2, is going to be 11 pi over 12. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.